I wanted to move it over now to a topic called emergency stash cash. So over to Marcy.
Hi, everybody. This is regarding having cash for emergencies. And very few people carry cash anymore. I would bet if I asked, I did a little survey of how much cash you had on you right now, it would be probably pretty shocking how little people carry around. But as you know, with all the different ways you can pay, debit, credit cards, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all these different ways. It's just changed the way that we handle cash. And here's just some basic statistics that 70% of people keep $500 or less at home. Now, this is talking about at home, not what you have in your pocket, but what you just have set aside at home. 14% between 500 and 1,000. Only 7% have 1,000 and 2,000, and 4% between 2,000 and 3,000. And then 5 have more than $3,000 at home. So now in normal times, you would calculate out like how much cash you need to have at home or even have an account. Let's say you were laid off or, for some reason you didn't have an income, and you would calculate out like what would be your monthly expenses for food and gas and medication and lodging and stuff for 4 to 6 months. And you would make sure that you had that cash reserve, which it could be part of your 10% set aside. It's something that you never touch. It's normally in a savings account in a bank. So that's one kind of cash or a way of having the reserves. But in an emergency, if you can't access your banking system or your digital currency system, or the banks are doing something crazy so you can't get your money, then cash in your hand is the only answer. And that's really the area that I'm addressing here. Emergencies can range from weather emergencies like hurricanes and wildfires to power outages. And cash may be the only way that you can get those necessities, the gas, food, medicine, and such like that. This happened to Damara just recently when there was that cyber attack that one morning. And she went to 3 gas stations and couldn't put gas in her car because she didn't have cash on her to do that. So this can happen just on a temporary basis, or could be something that goes on for a longer term. So how much cash do you really need? Well, I wish I could answer that, but every article that I read basically refused to give a recommendation because it just depends. It's a personal thing. But we do recommend that you live prepared, and you just don't know how long an emergency is going to last. So have some around, like quite a bit around. You want to have as much as you can safely secure. Now, there's no law, there's no legal limit how much money you can have in cash. But this was a quote from one of the articles. It says that as a general rule of thumb, having access to $1,000 in cash at home would ensure you can at least pay for immediate expenses in the case of a national emergency, like to access accommodation, food and drink, gasoline, medication. You just want to be able to have the cash at home and use it. So now it can be dangerous to have cash around, or I should say risky. So how do you keep the cash at home or with you? I mean, there are a lot of creative and practical ideas. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of them here that are kind of unique, and you could probably think of some other ones. The recommended and advised place would be to have it in a locked fireproof safe that's bolted down. Obviously, if you have to grab and go and run out of your house, it would be good to have some cash someplace else so that you could leave with it and not have it be left behind. This one article said, avoid the only in the movies places, such as under your mattress or in the freezer. And keep in mind that thieves they know certain places that people tend to keep money, so they go there first. So you don't want to put it places where, you've heard other people have done it, or it's a common place. And also you should spread it out. As I was saying about the safe, you would put some in the safe, some in other places. Various places around your house, your car, your purses, your bags is a really good idea. And you want varying levels of bills, ones, fives, tens, 20, 50, hundreds, because you don't know what you're gonna need it for. Having those small dollars is gonna be important at some point too. So some ideas are to put it in your glove compartment, put some in your wallet, put some in your emergency kit or your bug out bags. This is a picture of a pill holder on a key ring. And it would be definitely a camouflage where you could roll up a bunch of cash and you would always have it with you on your key ring. I really like that idea. Now more hiding places, put it in the tank, your toilet tank. There's plenty of room in the tank for a jar or some other watertight container, and you can stuff it with cash or jewelry. And who's going to look in there?
Pretty
You can-
woman.
Yeah, right. You can put it in a pantry. You can put it in a box of cereal for that matter, on your bookshelves, under floorboards. You can stick them in old suitcases, your closets, bureaus. You can bury it in the backyard or put it in a shed. You can tape it to the inside of a dresser, a hollowed out book, a fake electrical box, the bottom of your flower container, or inside your plumbing access door. Pretty much anywhere you could look around your house and go, oh, I could stick it there or tape it there, and it might not be found. There are some risks to it, and one is that it can be easily lost. You can misplace it or file it with some old mail and throw it out, something like that. Or in a fire or flood, you don't have time to go around your house and take that one and take that one and take that one. Those are the things to take into consideration. And also, depending on how old you are, you may forget where you put it. And so I just personally added this, that you can keep a log, put it in your phone or put it someplace where maybe in your grab and go bag or something. But
Tell Rick.
Tell Rick.
Well, also you could wear a concealed thing around your waist. They have all kinds of flat ones. You put it in there and wear it around your waist all the time.
Yeah, that's right. That's what people often do with their passports when they're traveling and put their cash in and stuff and wear it. Very good idea. Money belt, right? It's actually a thing. That's those are my suggestions. I thought it was really important, and also I think something that we really need to be aware of, because if you're driving around with $20 in your pocket and all of a sudden, like, there's an emergency and you have to drive and go take somebody to the hospital or something, and you run out of gas, and you didn't have enough money, and there's all kinds of crazy things that can happen. So I really encourage everybody to take the time to look that over and grab some cash. Yes, Cassandra.
Another thing to do with money is to get some junk silver that was minted before, I believe, 1965, that you can buy dimes and quarters and stuff that are 90% silver, and they'll be able to be exchanged, even if people go, I don't want paper bills. They're useless to me. I'll give you some silver. And there also is available very small denominations of gold that are worth about, at this point in time, about $30 or $40 each. Anybody's going to take gold in an emergency.
Yeah, absolutely. Well known that we recommend silver and gold for you guys. So definitely add that to it. Okay, well, that's what I have for you for now. I hope that helped.
One other thing about money on hand. One thing that is really valuable in an emergency is rolls of quarters with you, because you'll probably be the only guy at the rest stop on the interstate evacuating that has some quarters to put in the machines, and it's a really good thing to throw into your backpack. There were 2 rolls of quarters in there, and you've really got some options in an emergency.
Very good. And so thank you, Marcy. That was a nicely done PowerPoint and useful data. And I'll have to ask where you put the money sometime.